Good morning. I want to talk about something that's kind of a sensitive subject. And if you know me, you know that I'll get on here and I'll do live videos like this. And, we never know what's going to happen. I never know, that's for sure. In fact, sometimes it's fun to watch live videos because you do never know what's going to happen. Real life. So, here, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to turn my little orchid to face the light. Okay, and I'm going to sit up here on my counter because I'm just kind of comfortable doing that. And I can stand up my phone here. And also because it lets me see outside more because there's bushes outside my window, and this way I can see above them, see life going by. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I'll turn this light off here, make it maybe easier for you to see me. During this time with the pandemic and everything, life being so different, sort of an enforced staying home, it's certainly a time where understandably stress could really develop. And this is what I want to talk about. For most of my life, I was rather heavy. Right now, I'm probably weigh somewhere in the 130s, maybe 140. But most of my life, I was up in the 160s, 70s, 80s, got as high as 230 pounds at one point. And the one sort of thread that goes through all those times of being heavy is that I had a certain level of stress and anxiety, which now I know was simply because I was not comfortable physically. I'm just being honest with you here, okay? Baseline was not comfortable in my own skin. I felt kind of bulky. My balance was not all that good. It's so funny because I didn't even, I didn't even realize that at that time, or not consciously. I didn't fully become cognizant of how I had been feeling until I took off a lot of weight. And all of a sudden, I started feeling comfortable in my own skin. I felt light. I felt balanced. And that anxiety, that stress that I experienced was gone. I no longer had tight waistbands or, things that chafed me, and my thighs didn't rub together, and I didn't have a double chin anymore, or possibly more than double. My arms hung down straight instead of being like this, because my body was like that. And I had tried many, many times to take off weight in my life. I was, your typical yo-yo dieter. Whatever diet came out, every few weeks or months, I would try that diet. And sometimes every once in a while, I would lose a lot of weight. Usually, I'd lose maybe between 10 and 20 pounds, and then I would end up gaining it all back and more. That's the usual pattern, isn't it? And that was just my life. And I had a range of sizes in my closet, everywhere from about a size 12 or 14 up to a size about 22. And for you ladies, that's pretty wide range. That's like, medium, large, extra large, 1X, 2X. And I think at one time I might have even had some 3X in there. So, it's difficult to talk about because I know that this is such a difficult topic for so many people, and they don't like to hear about it. And I don't like to do videos that people are not going to want to listen to, because why bother, right? If nobody's going to listen, then I could just talk to myself in the mirror. But I feel like I need to share this because I did not know in all those years, and I have a degree in biology. I have even taught nutrition. I was very active when I was younger. I did not know that taking off weight should not be done with a diet. That you can take it off, but if you want to keep it off, you have to change your lifestyle. I didn't understand, like in my mind there was diet food and then there was your normal food. And after you were done on the diet, then you went back to eating your normal food. And I just didn't connect in my mind that the problem was that I could not continue to eat the way I ate and keep the weight off. Like having a pizza once a week didn't work for me. Maybe if I had just had a slice or two, but I'd usually have 3 or 4, and then I'd bring the rest of the pizza over a couple days to have for lunch at work. And I would eat candy. I'd get stuff out of the vending machine. Now, 2 things I didn't do. I didn't smoke and I didn't drink sugared sodas. But I like to chew my calories, and I did quite a bit of chewing. Anyway, so about 2 years ago, this past February, my daughter became a health coach for this certain company that has a healthy lifestyle plan. It's run by a very prominent physician, and it's been going on for about, 30, 40 years or something now. And I had originally actually gone on this plan a number of years ago, but back then, when in its sort of infancy, it was like a liquid diet kind of thing. And it had since evolved into no longer just a diet, but a healthy lifestyle plan where you actually learn one healthy habit at a time for lifelong transformation. That's like the little, sort of motto of the company. So I said to her, I looked into it. I read all of the research papers that had been put out about it, because I told you I have a degree in biology. I have done research. I have co-authored research papers, and so I was able to read these and make some sort of assessment as to their validity and all. So anyway, I said, all right, this seems okay. I think it's okay that you get involved with this, and hey, I'll be your first customer, okay? What the heck? At the time, I was 178 pounds. Let me backtrack a little, because I was like 66 then. When I was around 60, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I tell you what, it was like, I was totally blindsided by that. How could I be diabetic? Well, anyway, I immediately changed how I was living. I started exercising like 5 times a week, and I went on this American Diabetes Association diet, and I went from about, 205 pounds is where I was at my starting point, to, probably in the 160s. And, that was just awesome. And I was just, working hard, and I was eating, according to this plan. And then, over a few years, somehow or another, my weight started creeping up. I was still exercising so hard every day, but my weight got up to around 178. I could never get my blood sugar down to a normal level. So, I said to my daughter, okay, so I'll give it a whirl and help you out here so you can see, what it's like to coach somebody. Well, the first week of the plan, I'm eating, what it was is eat these meal replacements for 5 meals. You eat 6 meals a day, and then you fix 1 small meal of lean protein and non-starchy green vegetables. So after the first few days, I'm not hungry. And I have all this energy. And I started losing weight. Oh my gosh, the first week I remember I lost 7 pounds. Whoa. But the first week when you change your eating with anything, you usually lose a lot of weight. So, but then the second week, I'm losing 2 or 3 pounds, and the third week, and after, let's see, it was about 4.5 months, I had lost 48 pounds. I felt great. The best thing, though, was that after I had been on the plan just for a few weeks, I went to the doctor to get my yearly checkup. My blood sugar was normal. In fact, we've had a problem with insurance paying for my blood tests, which when you're diabetic, you're supposed to have like every 3 to 6 months, because they kept listing it as, this is a person with normal blood sugar. They don't need to be having these tests, and the doctor would have to keep having it refiled with insurance because it would say, no, this is a diabetic person who is controlling their blood sugar with lifestyle changes. So even though I used to exercise all the time and, be on the diabetic diet, I could not get my blood sugar down. But when I started on this plan, the difference was that, for the first few, 3 months, I didn't even exercise at all. I was just eating healthy. I was eating these meal replacements that had all these vitamins and minerals and probiotics, and the carbohydrates and fats and protein were balanced in a healthy balance. And I was burning fat, not muscle, because I tell you what, when I lost the weight, the muscles that I had been building up all those, several years of exercising, they were still there. I mean, and that means that I burned fat, not muscle. Well, anyway, so if I could have dreamed of something, it would have been to not be diabetic anymore. But I knew, that was never going to be possible. I was just going to have to live with this the rest of my life. And all of the kind of scary things that can happen from being diabetic. Well, I just couldn't believe it. So for the last 2 years, actually, it's been 2 years, my blood sugar has been at a normal level because I've made these lifestyle changes. So I said lifestyle, it wasn't just the eating. I've been working on healthy sleep habits and healthy motion. As a lot of you know, here I am sitting like a lump talking to you, but most of the time when I'm, just standing around, like if I'm waiting for something to cook or whatever, I'll do counter push-aways, or I'll do it on the wall, or like if I've got something in my blender thing where you have to keep holding it down to blend, I'll do up and down and up and down and up and down, or I'll march in place and stuff like that, just to use some more calories. And when I'm sitting and watching TV, I have some hand weights that I use, some little dumbbells, and I'll do exercises with them. And I've just incorporated this into my life. You know what? It uses up some extra calories, also helps to keep me fit. And also I walk every day. And I, I do other exercises at home too. I have gone to the gym, but of course these days can't do that, right? So these days I know that there are some people that are sitting around at home eating. You know, what do you do when you have nothing else to do? What do you do to comfort yourself? What if you do if you feel down, if you're stressed? A lot of people eat. But because I've been practicing these healthy habits, I also drink a lot of water, and I have worked on my mind too, and how I view things and deal with life, and with food. So I'm not sitting around and eating. And I tell you what, that is a really big change for me, because pretty much food was the answer to everything in my life. Food was, and it wasn't just to, you know, keep me going, to give me energy, or even just for enjoyment. Food was recreation. I mean, I used to drive around, you know, sometimes and read all the marquees on the different restaurants and fast food places to see who had something new, because it was fun, you know, to go and try this new sauce or this new combination of food or new way of preparing something. And I, you know, usually also would stop by Dairy Queen, you know, once every week or two for a cone, a hot fudge sundae, or, you know, something like that. Every once in a while, go by Arby's, get a Jamocha shake. Anyway, so I did a video a few days ago that talked about how we perceive the amount of energy that we put out doing something as being a whole lot more than what it actually burns up. You know, anyway, you can look at that. But here's my main point that I want to get back to. I am finding the stress of this strange time that we're in with the pandemic. I can deal with it because I have gotten rid of the underlying stress that was there because physically I was not comfortable. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone else, but you know, because I said I didn't realize it was there until after I did feel comfortable in my own skin, and then I was able to look back and say, oh my gosh, it's because I have a physical sense of well-being that I've got more of a mental sense of well-being now. You know, like I said, it's difficult to talk about this because I don't want to unsettle people, make them feel uncomfortable, you know, or anything like that. But I've got to be honest with you. Well, so anyway, just to close this up, because I think I've been talking for quite a while here. I see there are people who are watching. Good morning to you. I can't read your names. Phone's a little bit too far away. But my daughter was saying to me when I was first on this program, Mom, you should become a coach. You should become a coach. You're so encouraging. You understand so well how all this works. You're doing such a good job. And I'd say, nope, I don't want to coach. I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be a coach. I remember it was about maybe 3 or 4 months, and I said, I think I have to be a coach. Because I felt like, how can I keep this to myself? I mean, this is an amazing change for me. Most people who know me know that I used to be a big gal. And I'm only 5'3" or 4". Well, I was 5'4", but when you get older, you shrink apparently. And now they tell me I'm 5'3". Anyway, but I was large, okay? At one time, I was about 100 pounds more than I am now, all right? So I know what it's like. I know what I've experienced, and so many other people have. I know so many people who have on this program said, oh my gosh, this has changed my life. I'm also not a goosebump person, but it's giving me goosebumps to tell you this, that it's changed my life. The way I feel about everything has been changed because physically I feel so much better. My arthritis hardly bothers me. I had a daytime sleeping disorder. And as I was losing the weight, that went away. I no longer get sleepy during the day. I don't have slumps at all during the day. I have energy all day long. By the way, after I lost my weight, the program has you transition back to all regular food. And so I eat regular food. I still use some of the meal replacements from the program as healthy snacks just because I like them and because they're healthy. And, I don't have to think about, what am I going to fix? I just, unwrap something or mix something up with water, microwave it. It's really good. Anyhow, so I became a coach for this same program. And I still follow the program because this is a program for your whole life. It's not just to lose weight. There are people who go on it who don't even need to lose weight. I mean, like there's athletes that go on it. There's people who go on it who need to gain weight. I always mention that because it's just amazing to me. I cannot imagine having to gain weight. But anyway, so I just wanted to tell you that there really is hope. I know, all the time people say, if I could do it, you could do it. But honestly, if you knew me over the years, and you can look back through some of my photos, or I have an album called Transformations on my Facebook page that has me and other people, before and after kind of pictures. I mean, if you knew me, you'd go, whoa, I can't believe that's her. Because this is not the way most people have known me most of my life. Take a look at the pictures. But anyway, if you need help in this area, if you want to take off weight, or if you need to get better control of your blood sugar, or maybe you're arthritic and the doctor said, if you took off some weight, there wouldn't be so much strain on your joints, or maybe your blood pressure's high. Mine was high and it's gone down quite a bit living this lifestyle now and eating healthy. Anyway, I said I was going to close this off. So yeah, I just want to tell you about this because how can I not? How can I not tell you? I wish somebody had told me about it years ago. Okay. I'm going to fix myself another cup of coffee here, go out for a walk, and enjoy this day before it starts storming. God bless you.